James here again with you, and today I want to answer some questions I've been getting here recently over my QV Chief by BEEMAN. Now, if you don't know already, I actually had to send it in to them to have some work done. Wasn't nothing major. They didn't have to really do much to my gun. So I sent it in after I did the 150-yard golf ball challenge, which was like at the end of August or so. And I sent it in, and it didn't get to them for about a week because of the holiday, Labor Day. So they actually had it for about 2 weeks before I got it back. And so come to find out, I sent it in because I had a few discrepancies with my velocity, and as stated, if you don't have a chronograph, you need to get one. It'll help you out a lot. So what was happening was something was wrong with my valve when the hammer hit it to let out the air to go up to the bolt probe and push the pellet out of the barrel. Usually on an unregulated gun, when it's set, the velocity of the first couple shots, let's just say probably first 8 shots on a gun like this, will be climbing. So your very first shot at 2000 psi fill will be low, and then it'll start to climb up till it hits its peak, which is basically the shot curve. And some people shoot at the shot curve primarily just to get the best velocity, standard deviation between shots, basically. I do that every once in a while if I'm doing something particular. Just like the golf ball challenge, I want to make sure I was spot on, so I was shooting at the shot curve. But like I said, the problem with that was my gun was shooting funky, basically. I had to find the shot curve with what was going on and just go with it till I sent it in. So that was the first problem. The valve wasn't working correctly, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. But typically, when like I said, the shot curve is between probably like after the number 8 shot all the way up to shot 12, 13, and then it starts to go back down. So you get like 5 really good shots that are the same velocity. Around the same velocity, give or take a couple feet per second. But anyway, that was one. The second part was that I was busting O-rings on my bolt probe every couple hundred shots. So what was happening was, I'll show you guys. Okay. So there is a little black O-ring that sits on the bolt probe there, and that probe is what pushes the pellet inside the barrel and the chamber, and that little O-ring there seals the breech so no excess air can come out and back. It basically can only go forward, which pushes the pellet out of the barrel. Well, mine was busting those O-rings off of the bolt probe, either shredding them or just blowing them off, and I couldn't get to them. So, BEEMAN took care of that by taking the gun and polishing the internals and the slide, or the actual loading tray, to make the bolt slide better without catching or whatever. So, I mean, yeah, the machine work probably wasn't the best. But, I mean, what do you expect for a gun that's under $200 and can shoot just as good, if not as any other PCP on the market? So really wasn't a big issue for me. A lot of guys probably think that'd be a real big issue. I mean, I've had this gun for over 2 months shooting it before I sent it in, and I just wanted it. I ran it through its paces, put it that way. As much as I shoot this thing, I would probably say that it would take somebody that just shoots normal, probably a couple pellets here, a couple pellets there. I've shot this gun so much that I could probably equivalent that to about a couple years of an average person shooting. and I'm not lying. I've ran this gun through its paces, trying to find something wrong with it, and that's what ended up happening. I was shooting it so much that the O-ring was wearing out, but like I said, you know, I was shooting like every couple hundred pellets, and then it would do it. So, normal person might not be an issue too, but you know, my channel is about finding the budget stuff, and then I run it through its paces, no matter what it is. You know, run it like I stole it, basically, and and I'm not trying to damage the gun or anything like that, but I wanted to make sure that, you know, if I'm keeping this for the rest of my life, I want to know the in and outs of it, no matter what it is. So they did that. Basically, a lot of you might have talked to him already, but his name is Peter at BEEMAN, and he is the repair tech and service manager over there. So, really cool guy. They've been actually checking out my videos, and they liked them, me using the BEEMAN. And so this last part I want to tell you guys is, as I stated earlier, they found something wrong with my valve. Well, instead of putting just the normal setup back in it, they upgraded me. Now, I don't know if anybody can get this done, but here's what happened. So my version had the degassing on the back of the stock right there, the degassing hole. What this version is, so basically this same gun is everything the same. The barrel, the receiver here, the top part, and then they replaced the bottom unit. Now they didn't have to. So what they did was they basically upgraded me to the adjusted hammer spring tension model. That was, I don't even know if it's going to be released yet or when it's being released. But what that does is allows me to adjust how much force I want the hammer to hit the valve, releasing more or less air. So I can adjust my speed on my pellets, basically, is what it comes down to. How fast I want them to come out, or how, you know, slow I want them to come out. So just to keep it simple, the less air you, or the slower the pellet, let's just say slower than normal, the less air you're going to use. So, and the faster the pellet goes, the more air you're going to lose if you have it set at the highest setting. So, just to keep it simple, like I said, you want to find the medium. I tried to take it back to the specs of what I used to shoot, but the adjustment on the adjuster here is basically just an Allen head screw that goes in and pushes pressure on the hammer spring itself. And I loosened it all the way as much as I could, and it's still shooting really fast. It's shooting like 30 or 40 feet per second faster than what I was shooting before with the JSB 1589s, and it's shooting like 860, 870 now, when I used to shoot those around 830. So and then the real famous pellets that I was using there for a while to hunt with was the H&N Barracuda Match 21.14 grain, and those were coming out of this gun at 760. And when I got it back and I put some through it and chronographed it, they were shooting over 800 feet per second. So it was shooting really, really hot, I guess you could say. And that was at 2,000 psi fill. That was at the beginning. There was basically no shot curve. It was shooting the max as soon as I got it, and then it would drop. So I didn't like that. That's why I turned it back. You know, speed, you know, like they say, speed's not all what it cracks up to be. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. I just wish I could tune it back the way it was, because the original tune I had on it, it was awesome, like I said. But then the valve started acting funky, and then the O-ring problem. So, you know, now this is my opinion, of course, but you cannot tell me there's another gun like this out there, especially what I put it through, and the gun was not working 100% when I shot the golf ball challenge video. Like I said, I had to find the shot curve of what it was shooting at, so the valve was messed up for one. Number two, the O-ring broke off the bolt probe a couple shots before I actually hit the golf ball in that video. and that's no joke. So, I'm not trying to say that, this gun is like magical or anything like that, because it's not, but this proven platform, and with BEEMAN, doing what they do, and this is not original QB rifle. Everybody thinks that this is a, just a regular QB, and it's not. The only thing that can interchange with a regular QB rifle is the trigger group. Everything else is different. BEEMAN redesigned it to their liking, and let me tell you, it was worth every penny that, I got it for, and I'm glad I did. And for the going price right now, which is still $179.99, there is no other gun that you're going to find that can beat this unless you spend some big money. Now, granted, it is a, single repeater, but I'm the type of person that I choose accuracy over, a backup. Now, I think it should only take one shot. That's why you only got to make that one shot count. And if you know your gun like I do, that shouldn't be a problem. As you guys can see in my hunting videos where I shoot squirrels with it, I mean, you can't get no better than that. One shot, one kill. So, anyways, I just wanted to cover a little bit about this gun. I know, like I said, a lot of people have been asking and been telling them the same thing, basically, that, that's all I knew until I got the gun back like a week ago. I didn't know they were going to swap the bottom unit out. So, that's why I've been telling people that they were fixing the O-ring problem, and it was getting tuned because it was. But, like I said, I didn't know they were going to swap it out. So, before I let you guys go and yap your ear off some more, the adjustment unit here, like I said, it's got a little Allen key in there, or a little Allen head that they give you a tool and everything once this ever gets released. Adjusts the spring tension. So more spring tension you have, the valve's going to stay open longer. The less spring tension you have, the valve's going to barely move, letting a little bit of air out. But also, they didn't get rid of that one feature that I told you guys about, degassing. So you can have the degassing tool has a pin on it now that goes in there and punches the valve and lets out all the pressure in your reservoir. So, I think one thing that, I kind of wish that they would do, and I know a lot of people have been saying magazine repeater, but I mean, it is what it is for what it is, and it'd be nice to get more shots per fill, or make it regulated like the Overhangs gauntlet, because a lot of people don't know this, but the Overhangs gauntlet is off of a HPA, like a 9-ounce bottle, and it's off of a 1100 psi regulator on the bottle itself. So the bottle is rated for 3000 psi, but the actual regulator on top that usually is used for paintballing, or a paintball gun, is regulated output of 1100 psi. So I've been in contact with BEEMAN and trying to work something out like that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, like I said, I feel like I deserve to give you guys a update on this, and hope you like it. Let me know what your thoughts are, and how it's been working out for you if you have one. I know a lot of guys have been buying it because of my videos, so don't take this video to heart if your gun's working good for you. Hey, like I said, my gun was working great for me, and if you didn't have a chronograph, you wouldn't even know. And sometimes it's good to not know, but if it's not a problem, don't worry about it. That's all I could say. But like I said, shot the golf ball at 150 yards with a gun that wasn't working 100%, and I still did it. In my book, that right there is something else. It was probably a miracle on top of it that I hit the golf ball in the first place, but with a piece of equipment like this, and it still hit it, that just blows me away. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. I appreciate you watching, and as always, we'll see you on the next video. And like I said earlier, let me know what your thoughts on the gun itself is, and if you have one, or if you're thinking about getting one. I know a few of my few close friends on YouTube have been debating which one they PCP gun they should get. And I mean, like I did that video about $270. You can get the complete setup for a PCP gun, and that includes pump, everything. I mean, you can't beat it. For under $300, this gun would be something else. And if you have the time to put into it, you'll find out the ins and outs of the gun, and you'll know what it likes and be able to adjust the trigger. Like I said, before I go, I got one more thing. The barrel and the trigger group itself are match rated, so I'll leave you at that. Match rated trigger and match barrel. That's why it's so accurate. And you're probably thinking, yeah, right, but hey, I'll leave you guys at that. So thanks for watching, everybody.